this event, the 16th commencement exercises of the Educationist Seminary College Cebu, marks the end of the academic toil of the graduating class of school year 2022-2023, as well as the beginning of a new journey which the Lord of the harvest, the Christ of the Lugate, prepares for them. It is also a moment for the RSC administrators and the faculty, our beloved professors, to witness the sweet fruits of their labor. The graduating class, together with their families and friends, will always remember this occasion as a moment of grace, a manifestation of God's kindness and love. Indeed, ceremonies such as these would always make everyone proud of one's achievement, but at the same time humble, because everything is achieved because of everyone, and above all, because of the graciousness of God. The Educationist Seminary College Cebu, since its foundation and its beginning as an educational institution recognized by the Commission on Higher Education, never fails to fulfill its mission of providing a philosophical and religious academic formation which is always in line with the mind of the Church and responding to the challenges of the modern world. As an institute of higher learning, the Educationist Seminary College Cebu writes her own history in the life of the Church by preparing the candidates to the religious and priestly life through sound and up-to-date philosophical studies capable of making dialogue with the modern man. Hence, it is but fitting that we now direct our thoughts to the theme of this evening's ceremonies, which is philosophy at the service of the Church's synodality. The Catholic Church, especially after the Second Vatican Council, has committed herself to enter into a process of significant transformation so as to fulfill her divine mandate of preaching the Gospels to all the world in the realization of God's kingdom. And in recent years, the Church realizes this mandate with a renewed focus on synodality. That is, the idea that all members of the Church, namely the bishops, priests, religious, and the faithful, have a role to play in its governance, in its decision-making, and in its mission. The Church thus calls for more collaboration, dialogue, and participation from all her members. In fact, on October 10, 2021, Pope Francis officially launched the Church's Synod on Synodality, which will take place from 2021 to 2023. A 2-year journey of the Catholic Church, which, in the words of Pope Francis, will be, and I quote, time to look others in the eye and listen to what they have to say, to build rapport, to be sensitive to the questions of our sisters and our brothers, to let ourselves be enriched by the variety of charisms, vocations, and ministries. The Church in the Philippines states that synodality is walking together, and together, reflecting on the journey made, the Church will be able to learn from what it will experience, which processes can help it to live communion, to achieve participation, to open itself to mission. It is under and within this perspective and understanding, therefore, that we could comprehend how philosophy can be at the service of the Church's synodality. Philosophy, because of its wide range of coverage that deals with reality, existence, knowledge, ethical values, reason, and other workings of the mind, can serve the Church's synodality in so many varied ways as well. And it is absolutely too much of a work to deal with all of them in this speech. I wish then to just simply focus on certain specific avenues where we could see how philosophy could offer significant service to the Church's synodality. First is by providing a framework for ethical and moral reflection. Second, by promoting a more reflective and inclusive perspective of participation. And third, by encouraging dialogue among all the members of the Church. A framework for ethical and moral reflection. History attests to the fact that philosophy, and that is also what you have studied, has always played a vital and central role in the Catholic Church's intellectual tradition, especially by providing her a framework for moral and ethical reflection. Philosophy helps the Church to examine prevailing social issues and questions of social justice from a more reflective and inclusive perspective, and not merely from the vantage point of the privileged few. For instance, the Church has been challenged and has engaged herself to examine her position on issues such as gender definition, same-sex marriage, abortion, euthanasia. While for centuries the Church holds on to the divine revelation contained in the Scriptures, to the messages of the Gospel, her orthodox moral teachings, and sound tradition in dealing with the aforementioned issues, philosophy has rendered great service to the Church by opening her mind to the full and at times complex realities of the human person, who is loved and redeemed by God through Jesus Christ, the God-made man. Philosophy paves the way for the Church to develop and progress in her deeper understanding of these critical ethical questions by providing a framework for critical thinking that goes beyond dogmas, but without, of course, compromising the truths of our faith. Moreover, through open dialogue, the Church can strengthen her work on promoting greater unity and collaboration among her members, and ultimately, philosophy can provide the Church with a stronger foundation for her teachings through critical thinking and ethical reflection. Second, a reflective and inclusive perspective of participation. The primary aim of the Church's synodality is to establish greater participation among her members, which excludes no one. Hence, the so-called walking together and the listening with everyone will truly make sense. Among the dimensions of the human person which philosophy explores is the human mind, the human reason. Philosophy recognizes the dignity of the human person endowed with reason, capable of making reflections which involve the whole of creation. Hence, philosophy can serve the Church's synodality by promoting greater inclusion and participation through the use of human reason, which all her members possess, albeit in different or varied degrees of development. The Church constantly finds herself making critical decisions that should touch the lives of the people and the society that she serves. Reason is essential and indispensable in making critical decisions. Philosophy's task, therefore, of engaging and empowering the human reason to perform critical thinking will consequently empower the members of the Church to participate in her life, in her teachings, and in her mission. As the Church moves towards that direction of becoming and having a more participatory structure, there is an impelling need for all members to feel heard and valued. Philosophy's great respect for the human person endowed with the precious gift of reason encourages the Church to embrace diversity and to welcome various perspectives, insights, and experiences. With this kind of approach, the Church then will create a more inclusive community where members recognize their role in the decision-making processes of the Church. On the other hand, philosophy can also help the Church address the challenges and problems brought about by many forms of social exclusion or even that which we call social injustice by providing the necessary tools that will examine the roots such as poverty, discrimination, and marginalization. By encouraging dialogue about these social issues, the Church can develop practical strategies to address them and work towards the realization of greater social justice. And finally, the encouraging of dialogue. The Church is the herald of truth, who is Jesus Christ, the way, the truth, and the life. Father Dante, in his homily during the Baccalaureate Mass this afternoon, also emphasized this truth. The more than 2,000 years of the Church with her evangelizing mission, she proclaims with fidelity and joy the truth that is found in and is brought by Christ. The Church can never distance herself from the truth which pervades all men, the world, and the universe. And since philosophy fundamentally is in pursuit of truth, it can certainly serve the Church in her mission of announcing and bringing all mankind to the knowledge of truth. The Church desires to establish among her members in the spirit of synodality a deeper understanding of the fundamental truths of our faith and the fundamental truths of the teachings and mission of the Church. And dialogue is a key ingredient in the fulfillment of this longing. Philosophy then, in its pursuit of truth, can also play a vital role in promoting dialogue and collaboration among all the members of the Church. And as I mentioned earlier, by providing a framework for critical thinking and ethical reflection, philosophy can help members of the Church engage in a loving, meaningful, and productive dialogue. This dialogue approach creates a more open and collaborative environment where Church leaders and members do not feel threatened nor excluded, but can actually listen to each other's voices and perspectives. To conclude, allow me to reiterate how philosophy can play a critical role in the Catholic Church's synodality. By encouraging ethical reflection, promoting inclusion, and enabling dialogue, philosophy can help the Church grow and evolve in a way that is inclusive and responsive to the needs of her members as well as to the needs and challenges confronted by the modern man in a modern world. Ultimately, by making use of philosophy's tool of critical thinking and ethical reflection, the Church can create a more open and collaborative environment that fosters participation and understanding among all members who are all commissioned to proclaim the gospel of truth, the gospel of the kingdom, and that all men may come to the knowledge of truth. And finally, my dearest graduates of batch 2023, my sincerest congratulations. May all your learnings and intellectual awakenings during your years of study of philosophy in this so esteemed an institution, the Revisionist Seminary College, Cebu, enable you to become members of the Catholic Church who are capable of walking together with our brothers and sisters, especially the poor, the crowd, abandoned like sheep without a shepherd. Wherever God may lead you, like the Church, may you listen to the cries and longings of God's people. And in the language of St. Hannibal Mary de Francia, our founder, and of every Rogationist, may you become holy apostles in the vast harvest of the Lord. Once again, congratulations and a blessed evening.